society came to recognize them in a new way and then conferred. It seems a bit odd to say that, doesn't it? But that's what Collicutt wants to say. There's this magical step in Collicutt's, according to Collicutt, there is this movement where they don't have there's no intrinsic value in an ecological whole. But human minds come along and understand the relationships between ourselves and every living, and the ecosystem, right? And once humans come along and do that, then humans kind of, Rolston uses this, he compares Collicutt's argument to a light in the refrigerator theory of intrinsic value, right? And what that means is that, and it's kind of true, this is kind of what Collicutt's saying, is he's saying that the value's there all along. The inherent value was there all along, but it doesn't get actualized until a human intellect comes along. A human intellect enlightened by science, right? By ecology and biology. And that's like the human opening the door, right? And if you don't know about refrigerators, you would just assume, okay, every time I open the door, the light's on, right? You think, okay, it must be on all the time, right? But you know about refrigerators, a little switch, right? So when you open the door, the switch goes on, and that's what makes it, right? But according to Rolston, the light is always on. The light of intrinsic value is always on. It's always on in the wolf pack. And the argument that we make about children becoming entities that have moral status is actually the right argument. We were dumb before. Our society was dumb and backwards, and we didn't recognize, but they were illuminated all along. In the same way, the wolf pack was illuminated all along, right? Because the value is intrinsic to the wolf pack, and it is not dependent on conferral by human culture, okay? Collicutt's really kind of mixed up metaphysically, and it makes me a little bit sad because he's worked so hard. But there's been a lot of critical analysis of Collicutt's work in the last 10 years or so, and that's where I'm really stealing from all these other thinkers. But Milstein, her essay is the clearest that I've encountered, that also kind of follows this same track that I've used Partridge in today's lecture to follow. But so this is the proposal, okay? This is how Collicutt would explain why we ought to take care of natural resources. Natural resources have inherent value, okay? And that means they have qualities which, once humans recognize them, just sort of automatically lead humans to treat them as having moral status, okay? And because he's both a Darwinist and he wants to follow his mentor, Leopold's tantalizing suggestions about the biotic rights of a wolf pack, right? And the biotic rights of every element in the land community, which Leopold never accounts for, he never explains, right? But Collicutt, he wants to try to do that for us, and he wants to read Collicutt, he wants to read Leopold as a more than anthropocentrist. But he also insists that Leopold is a Darwinist. And it may well be that Leopold's commitment to Darwinism leads him to adopt a position where he just ultimately can't sustain his more than and maybe then we're thrown back. Maybe Collicutt's Leopold just inevitably, because Collicutt insists that Leopold is a Darwinist, a consequentialist. Maybe Leopold is maybe we're thrown back onto anthropocentrism again. We keep falling back, right? We keep trying to get off the reservation, but I'm afraid the boundaries are. Maybe old Donald Trump came along and built a wall. Huh? Anyway, I have bizarre ideas sometimes. And sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're not. I think my sense of humor is odd. That's why people don't laugh so much. But anyway, so are we done for the day then? Are we getting some work done? All right. Remember, we're trying to understand this debate between the Kantians and the Humeans, right? But we're putting it in this contemporary debate about natural resources. So we've covered the Humeans now, and this analysis that fits in really well with Darwin, but it's inadequate. And so now we're going to turn to the Kantians, see what they have to contribute, and we'll study Milstein and then Stone. Heads up now, all right? Christopher Stone's essay is longer than some of the other readings that we've done. And you have a summary of Christopher Stone's essay due on Thursday. So give yourself plenty of time, all right? You have to read Milstein. She's fairly easy for Tuesday. But you also have to read Stone and do a summary of Stone for Thursday. So next week is really a pretty busy week, all right? And Stone is extremely important to this class. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday.